This dinner is quick, delicious, and you only need to buy 5 things to make it. Start by heating up your ground beef or ground turkey in a skillet and boil a pot of water. Once your water is boiling, you'll add in some tortellini. Cook according to the package. Shred up some mozzarella cheese. I have this linked on my Amazon storefront, mealsandmunchies.com. You'll then season your meat, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and a little bit of crushed red chili flakes. Drain it, add a jar of marinara sauce, and 1 block of cream cheese. Once that's well combined, add in your cooked tortellini. Top this with your mozzarella cheese and bake for 10 minutes at 350 degrees. And follow me for more recipes.
Honey Hot Fried Chicken by Jordan Ramsay. This video went crazy on TikTok, so I had to try it. You're gonna take your chicken, throw it in a bowl, then you grab all your seasonings, toss them in there. course, you gotta add that yumminess, that buttermilk, mix all the seasonings in, because that's what you're gonna double dip your chicken in. Fry these babies until they're golden crispy brown. Oh, but it's this honey hot sauce that really makes this magical. Pour all that goodness all over your chicken. I decided to make a Cane's dipping sauce, which is super easy. I went ahead and chopped up some pickles, put it on my fried chicken, and then dipped it in that sauce.
I've made ramen like this for such a long time, and it's really easy, and it's really tasty. Just throw a pan of water on the stove, turn it on, wait for it to boil, get the seasonings on in there so that it actually gets in the water. Then take those slabs of ramen, throw them on there, and once they start to separate, you flip them so that it starts to actually cook. And then you separate it, get all those noodles fully cooked, add some more spices if you want, and then you get some olive oil in there, get some eggs in there, and it is really tasty. You don't have to cook it all too much longer after this. Just wait until the eggs are done. But if you try it, please tag me.
Ladies, do you want to be a wife? If you answered yes, this is how you do it. This is my Cajun pasta recipe, and I guarantee you it will get a ring on your finger. Start off by boiling your pasta, and then you're gonna dice up half an onion, mince up 3 cloves of garlic, set them aside, and then we're gonna chop up our sausage. Now here I'm using smoked sausage, but you can feel free to use andouille sausage if you would like. Cut them up into bite-sized chunks and then set them off to the side. Now this is totally optional, but I'm gonna go ahead and prep and season some shrimp. You can totally substitute it for some other protein like chicken, but I like seafood, so I'm gonna go with shrimp. You're gonna season your protein with some garlic salt, some Tony's, garlic powder, chili powder, and paprika. Splash a little bit of olive oil, and then you're going to mix it all together, making sure that every piece of protein is coated. In a pot, you're going to place a half a stick of butter and 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and you're going to cook down your protein, starting with your sausage. You're going to brown the outside. Once it's browned, you're going to take it out and put it in a separate bowl, and then you're going to throw in your shrimp or your other protein, whatever it may be. Cook it down, take it out, and put it in another bowl as well. After you've cooked down your protein, you're going to saute your onions and garlic. Saute them down until they're soft and aromatic, and then you're going to go ahead and throw in some sun-dried tomatoes and some roasted peppers. This is definitely optional, but I'm telling you, it tastes way better. A tablespoon of flour for thickening. You're going to cook it down with the onions, and then you're going to throw in 2 cups of heavy cream. Give it a good mix in the pot. Then you're going to add 3 cups of Parmesan cheese. Now this part is very important in getting the correct consistency of the sauce, but you're going to stir and stir and stir, and you're going to keep stirring, and you're not going to want to stop stirring, because if you stop, the heavy cream and the Parmesan cheese will start to separate. Now you're going to want to season your sauce, and whatever you season it is completely up to you. But I'm going to go ahead and use the Green Latifah and the Creole Daddy from my seasoning line to season my sauce. Go ahead and drain your pasta, and now we're going to mix everything all together. So here I'm layering my pasta, then my proteins, and now we're going to just pour the sauce all over it and give it a good mix, making sure that every little bit of the noodles and the protein are covered in the sauce. Once everything's mixed together, you are done. And I promise you, if this does not get a ring on your finger, it'll at least make him want to be around you more, because you know what they say, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Into the thick of it, into the thick of it, into the thick of it. Oh. We're tramping through the bush, on it, push. Into the thick of it, but we can't see where we're going.
What's love? It should be about us. It should be about just
Yo, I stroll in the club with my hat down, Michael Jack style. High 7, who the Mac now? Not my fault that they love the kid. Might be the chain or the whip, I don't know what it is. We just party and bullshit. Come on, mommy, put your body in motion. You got a nigga open. You came in with the heart to cheat, so you you need to sing the song with me. All my ladies, come on.
Look in your eyes, there's no stopping me. I want the gaucho and crack on top of me.
Creamy Tuscan chicken is one of my favorite meals to eat and to make, so let me show you how to make it. I like to start off by butterflying my chicken and then seasoning it with some salt, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, some paprika, some oregano, and a bit of black pepper as well. I'm just measuring with the heart with this one. From here, I'm just going to heat a pan with some sun-dried tomato oil. This is really what's going to start building those flavors for us. And then just a drizzle of olive oil as well. Once that comes up to heat, we're gonna go ahead and lay down our chicken and sear on both sides. While our chicken's cooking, let's go ahead and prep our veggies. This recipe has really simple ingredients. We're just gonna split some cherry tomatoes in half and then cut one whole shallot or a half of an onion, whatever you have on hand, and crush a few cloves of garlic as well. We're also going to need an entire bag of spinach for this recipe, and don't forget to wash your veggies. Once our chicken has nice color on both sides, we're gonna remove that from the pan and toss in our shallots as well as our garlic. Go ahead and let these cook for about 3 to 5 minutes until they get nice and aromatic. For a fun addition, I like to add some mushrooms to this dish. They lend themselves really well to the tomatoes and the wine. Speaking of wine, we're going to deglaze the bottom of our pan with some dry white wine before tossing in our cherry tomatoes, and I like to add some of those chopped sun-dried tomatoes as well. Totally optional, but I like to add in some red pepper flakes at this point, as well as a little bit more oregano before pouring in about 1.5 cups of heavy cream. Go ahead and let this simmer and let all the flavors get to know each other before tossing in your spinach. I made a mistake and put my chicken back into the pan at this point, and as you can see, I took it out. So just toss in your spinach first, let those get to know each other, let the spinach wilt down a little bit, add in some Parmesan cheese, and then we're gonna tuck our chicken back into the sauce. Once you get your chicken nestled back in, we're gonna let this cook for another 5 to 10 minutes, either on the stovetop or in the oven, and let the sauce get nice and thick and creamy. We're gonna squeeze some lemon over top to brighten up the dish, and then serve with some mashed potatoes or polenta or rice, but you cannot skip the crusty bread to soak up all of that sauce. I hope you enjoy.
Making this giant pasta purple nearly broke me. My plan was to boil purple cabbage to get purple water and make a standard Alfredo sauce with a lot of Parmesan. It was a bumpy journey getting this sauce to turn purple. I soaked more cabbage in it and thickened it with flour. I don't know. It looks kind of weird, I know, and if you say it's not purple enough, I'm gonna freak out.
That's actually delicious.
Stop making boring food to lose weight and make these incredible double smash burgers from my new cookbook instead. They're 560 calories and 57 grams of protein. Let's get into it. We're going to start out by combining 2 pounds of lean ground beef, 2 tablespoons of ranch seasoning, smoked paprika, and dividing everything into 8 equal portions. Next, we're going to smash our patties on a hot pan, cook for about 4 minutes on each side until golden brown, and melt 1 slice of cheese on top. Next, we're going to combine 2 tablespoons each of light mayo, mustard, ketchup, diced pickle, a splash of pickle juice, and mix everything together. And finally, we're going to assemble our burger with our bun, 2 patties, burger sauce, and another bun on top. Now follow for more recipes because you should.
أنت نور الله فجرا جئت بعد العسر يسرا ربنا أعلاك قدرا يا إمام الأنبياء أنت في الوجدان